You just never know what the biggest variable to me is the water. Because the water might distract Roy from Elroy, and he might just be in there hanging out instead of running after people. I just be like, hey,
I wonder
now is Roy more
what the
of a-
cleanup's like after having all those
They
dogs.
probably
that-
just
Well, I
drain
think
it.
it's the last.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's the last swim.
Yeah, I
So
understand, but
drain it.
don't you know?
every dog has to wear a hairnet.
They drain it. They just drain it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all over the
Put
place.
it right on their head that you're missing a lot.
Yeah,
of
there's
the
hair and
there.
there's
Yeah.
other. Aaron and Callie Handel are proud reverse sponsors from Handlebar Performance. Check them out. They're on Commercial Avenue in wonderful city of Mazomanie, village of Mazomanie.
I went over there and looked at their new house that they built. Shop house.
Not on
No,
Highway 14,
but Callie and
where they
Aaron, They
Yeah.
gave me a tour. It's very
was
nice. Yeah.
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 Hey, you know what else? We've been learning some more about like the Lions Club. And we even learned, okay, so today on the podcast, we've got Wendy Sherman, who's the new president of the Lions Club of Mazomanie. And we learned a lot about the Lions Club. I didn't know anything about them here, you know. Mazomanie Lions Club has been here probably 10 years before I was born.
Got the Lions Park.
Yeah, and they got the Lions Park, and of course I've been down there thousands of times growing up, and even now we go down there to watch you guys play ball. And there's a swimming pool down there and all sorts of stuff. But we found out even more. This is a tease for the next few weeks. We found out even more about the Lions Club from another guest that we're going to have coming up in future podcasts. So stay tuned. Longtime resident, businessman, and all around good guy. We'll find about that's coming up, not during this podcast, but coming up. I couldn't help myself because I was tying the Wendy Sherman Lions
you
Club
tied it
with-
together.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully you followed
No,
that.
that's fine. Yeah, I guess we'll just jump right into episode 69.
Hey, this is Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. And this is the original Father-Son Voiceover Podcast.
And away we go.
Did you start the clock?
Thanks for holding me accountable for that.
Somebody's got to remember it.
Episode 69. And we're glad you're here. Hudson's here too. So we always introduce him as the executive producer. John's producing the program today, the episode. Drew's here and Joe Bob is here. And we have on tap a very special episode. Very special.
Somewhat.
It is a abbreviated podcast. Got a short, Mazomanie Site-Wise. We're going to just kind of skip over Wisconsinites Weekly.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what we've got exactly for Adventures with Roy from Elroy. We do have an interview with Wendy Sherman.
We do.
And she is the new president of the Lions Club of Mazomanie. So we'll have that coming up in a little bit. And then what else do we have, Hudson? Because you're in
Devon
charge
and I
of
finally
this.
broke down. We didn't break down, but we went to University Avenue, drove into the parking lot of Yummee Treats, went in and bought ourselves some cookies and a extra kind of mystery item. So I'll let you guys, we'll do the taste test and then I'll break that last treat out. This was a
suggestion
from Weston Knutson after we had done our crumble cookie taste test. He said, hey, go check out Yummee Treats. So that's what we're doing.
Did you guys
Big
know
cookies.
about that? Did you know about Yummee Treats? Everybody
No.
know about Yummee Treats?
No.
Crumble
Seen it.
is crumble cookie. They're pretty famous, right?
So famous,
Crumble
they're
is a national chain. National.
I'm sure that.
What
yeah,
about
mainly,
Yummee Treats? Are they? Do we know?
No idea. No idea.
I think it's more
You can let us know.
We're just gonna enjoy their Yummee Treats.
Question for you. This is the first time you've hosted a taste test. It's usually me. So you're all set for it? You feel
I took
like,
it away from you this time.
Did you take
feel
a
like
picture
you're ready
of the?
for it? I mean,
I did take a picture, yep. And me being so good at what I do, I already had cut up one of the cookies before I'd taken a picture.
Oh.
But you can get the gist of what it is.
do we have
So,
napkins?
napkin?
You forgot napkins.
No, I
did
should
you?
have. I did grab napkins. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
if they're
They're probably
in there or not.
But
I'm-
then he was rolled.
I may
by
have
Roy
forgotten
downstairs.
them. Yeah, I was. He and I were wrestling. So that's what we've
He
got
was. He
today.
wanted
So
to fight today. He
He
wanted
did.
to fight.
He's up
yeah,
for
we were tussling.
yeah.
So we're gonna start out not with Joe. We're gonna go right over to John, and we're gonna start out with Mazomanie.
You mean sideways?
Yeah.
Oh, let me say,
All right, so why don't we go over 1855's lattes of the month flavors?
Let's do it.
I like that a latte.
This is for August, obviously. One flavor is Snickerdoodle,
Ooh.
and the other one is Toasted Coconut.
Okay.
And you can have that all throughout the month of, one of those flavors all throughout the month of August will be available.
And get 10% off
Yep.
if you mention our podcast because they're a sponsor.
Yep,
Just keep going. I'll be right back.
sure.
I forgot napkins.
This Friday, so that'd be August 11th at the Iron Amethyst, there is live music featuring Shelly Faith. Looks like she sings country music.
Oh, nice.
And Wow Sammy's food truck will be
sandwiches.
there as well.
Have you guys had that before?
No, we
They
keep
show
talk-
pictures
we keep
all the
talking
time and
about
they
it.
look good.
I think because you've said that you've looked at the menu a couple times, haven't you?
I have multiple times, in fact. Wouldn't mind trying
It's
it.
a.
Looks
Is
like
it
they're
a?
big sandwiches.
Is it a food truck?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think they have like what 6 to 8 sandwiches.
Yeah,
I think.
something like that.
Sandwiches.
And
Like
then
the Cuban, I think they have like a Cuban or something like that. And
like a
all I
Philly
remember.
steak and cheese type. Thank you.
Yeah.
Philly steak and cheese or something like that. By the way, I think, don't quote me on this, but I'd almost guess. Would I almost guess? I don't know. I'm wondering if they're going to be down at the Gandy Dancers Festival on August 19th because they're going to have food trucks down there and stuff. So maybe they'll be there.
Maybe
or we
they will
could
be there.
stop down and get a sandwich.
and the Gandy Dancers, that's a big thing, right? That's. I'll just kind of let him. He's probably gonna
No,
talk
maybe
about
you're
it.
going to talk about that. But that's coming up Saturday the 19th, and Kenny Mack is going to be here. Kenny McMillan,
Yep.
who's the main guy as far as Gandy Dancers is concerned. And he was here on our couch, and we had an interview with him a
The
couple weeks
history,
ago.
yeah, history of
and
it.
now he's going to come back and highlight, get some things, really settled and let people really know what's going on.
The
And really,
logistics
It's,
of
it's
it.
really going to be a rush to the Gandy Dancers Festival.
Well, excuse me,
He's choked up about Gandy.
tough.
This next one's really hard on him.
But that live music and the Wow Sammys will start at 6 p.m. Central Time.
And
So-
that's at the Iron Amethyst.
Yep.
I kind of stole a portion of that and talked
okay.
about
We're
Gandy
used to it.
Dancers.
Also, this Saturday, so that'd be August 12th, Glow Swim. I think that happened again.
Reschedule. That's what it is.
Oh, it's a reschedule.
That's what it was. Because it was supposed to be
Well,
a couple weeks ago.
And we're not saying
was.
no swim.
No.
We're saying
Glow
glow
swim.
swim. And we're also not saying go swim, but you can do that.
It's
you
at,
can go and glow swim.
at the Mazomanie Pool at the Lions Park there. Starts at 8 p.m. and goes until 9:30.
I'd say those people glow it.
$7 per person, $25 for a family of 4, $5 for each additional person of that 4-person family.
And
What are
again,
you
what
getting
is
in
the,
this glow swim?
You don't get anything.
say, what
it
is
looks like
this?
this because that makes sense now because they're not offering a free family pass. That they were going to do a drawing for that, but
Because it
it's
got
kind of
pushed
tough
back,
to do
yeah.
when you're in the middle of August and it
Yeah.
closes
At the end of August.
At the end of August, that's kind of a tough,
Now for the next year.
tough one.
I-
So.
Yeah.
what is the why would people want to go Because it's at night.
Yeah,
It's at
glow,
night.
glow
And
sticks.
do they turn
Glow
off the
sticks.
lights?
I would think there's music. That would make
I think
sense.
it's after
like,
dark.
Turn on the
Huh?
sun.
Right,
After
but I
turn
mean,
off the
you know,
lights.
there's still lights there.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if maybe they turn off the lights and then everybody's got a glow stick.
Yeah,
and
I know
stuff
that towards
underwater
the
that-
end
All
of
of the lights, I think they turn off.
turn off, and then
Turn off the lights.
the like at the end of the
Just a
summer, they also
reflex.
have a where you can bring your dog.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
swim.
Doggy
So-
glow stick night.
Yep, doggy glow stick.
I don't think it's a glow stick, but
No,
it's a
it's just
doggy swim
doggy
or a
swim.
pet swim or something.
Yep.
Pet swim.
So maybe Roy will be going down.
Yeah.
True.
That would be hilarious. Wouldn't it?
I don't know how he'd do.
I don't know either.
How is he done with water?
Well, that's not. Yeah.
He's a dog when
Have
it
you
finds
have you
water.
taken him down to the creek or the?
Yeah, he does fine, but it's
Yeah.
not. He hasn't gone in any sort of deep end or anything like
Yeah,
that.
we got to throw him in. We got to.
When we get to
Adjust
the
it.
Gotta go
when we
paws
get to
first.
the adventures with Roy from Elroy, we talk a little bit more about that idea of taking him down there and what people would think about what
Yeah.
would be his main
Reputation.
What's that?
What would be his reputation at the end of the night?
Talks a big game.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
His reputation.
Yeah. The owners of Velocity are keeping people up to date as to when it's going to be opening. Doesn't sound like it's going to be right in the middle of August,
So it's not
as we
fast
had said
approaching.
that it might be.
I'd like to make a.
But they're letting us know they got the flooring. They took a picture of this big trailer with all the flooring that they're going to put down. That's going in, and then they'll deliver the equipment.
Okay.
And it's coming along, but they're keeping us up to date so that we know. But it's not probably going to be mid-August.
They had all
Do you-
that equipment on out on their
Go ahead,
out
Hudson.
on the
You're
parking lot.
Yeah.
I just saw it.
Let's do like when the first snow is gonna fall, when the snow's
wager?
gonna be melted. Yeah, a wager. When
My-
do you think Velocity's
Okay.
first day will be opening up?
Well, let me just say this just
Okay.
before you. My insider, the gal Susie Peterson that I used to work out with down at Mix It Up, she goes to their other place in Spring Green, and she's been keeping abreast
Her
of
ears
all
to
of
the
it. Yep,
tracks.
yep. And she messaged me just Monday and said, I talked to the guys at the new gym today, and they will not be opening by August 1st.
Okay. That's
That was
Not
that-
breaking news.
Well, no. That was, I know that was a while back, but this was the
Let's
day
hit it again.
before.
Okay.
And they're hoping for September 1st. So that's what they're hoping for.
okay.
So I just want to get that in there
Okay.
so you can.
Let's start with Joe. What do you think?
Start first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Drew.
Can't lose.
No,
I don't
yes,
think
you
they're
can.
going to hit the September 1st.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think they're going to go September 15th.
Okay.
Then they're going to say fall into your new workout
October.
program.
Program.
October 1st for me.
Donnie?
August. Excuse me. September 7th.
Okay. Now,
You didn't guess.
I'm about to.
I
Okay.
can't guess.
I can't guess when you're talking over the top of me. Would you like to guess again, maybe? Give two
No,
guesses?
I got September 1st. I'm not going to lose on
Well,
that.
what I was thinking was, is it's been pushed back multiple times. I'm going to say it's not going to be open until December.
Just the whole month, like, or you got a certain date, or
The start of December.
December 1st.
December
December
1st.
So we all have kind of 15 increments. What was his? What was yours?
7.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay.
September 7th.
It doesn't matter.
September 7th.
So he's okay.
Drew, that's his guess.
I'm going
It's
deep.
his world.
Although, is that a Monday?
Don't
Do you
know.
know?
I don't know. I just feel like
What if it opened
they're
up?
trying to keep us up to date, and that it's going to be.
It's a Thursday. They're going to open on a Thursday.
Yep.
Thursdays are
I just have
always
to
the
be
best day
close.
to go to the
Yeah.
gym.
Well, what's the
I said it'd be
15th?
close.
The 15th is
It's a Friday.
what's
that's
December
not a good
1st?
day either. That's
No,
not a
that
good
would be-
day.
Well,
I
if
have
they're
a
going to be
feeling
open,
they're
are
letting
they
us-
going to be open
15th is
24/7?
half month.
15th is
I don't know, but I just have a
65.
feeling that if they're
Is it
letting
really?
us,
That's
letting
August.
us know
Yes,
already in
that's what I said.
August.
December, Joe.
Before they weren't. They were
Oh,
just
man.
telling us.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It's a
don't know, he
Friday.
told
Now they're
me.
showing pictures
Pictures.
of the next steps. So to me, it's.
I think
It
they
feels
got
like
at
it's just a
least-
matter of time.
I think they got at least one more setback coming.
Okay.
I don't wish that upon them. I used to work at a gym.
That's a
Which,
guy that knows.
which means that he knows how to open one.
Mm-hmm.
Sure does. I just know how these things go.
That's it for
I
me.
hope it's open September 1st because people are going to be happy about that right before fall and winter comes. So
I don't have anything because Hudson told me I couldn't
Okay.
this week. He said, no, not anymore. But I will tell you this
Kinda
much.
wish I did, but go ahead.
I will tell you this much. Not only do we have Kenny Mack from the Gandy Dancers coming up, but we have the,
You mean next week?
well, whatever.
'Cause not
I'm
in
just
this
saying coming
podcast,
up
yeah.
on our interview or highlighting events. But we have another huge interview with a local celebrity, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that as the next podcast comes. In fact, we might even preview a little portion, give you a little taste of it, a little tease, and then tell people about that.
All right. We will do that sometime soon. Let's move on to the exciting adventures with Roy from Elroy.
Roy's been walking these streets so long, howling the same old song. Roy knows every crack in these dirty sidewalks of Mazo, where hustle's the name of the game, and nice Roys get washed away like the snow in the rain. There's been a load of compromising on the road to Roy's horizon, but Roy's gonna be where the lights are shining on him, like a rhinestone cowboy, riding out on a horse in a Ryan Dasher rodeo. Like a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the phone.
So we were talking about
Pool.
the pool
Yeah.
and the doggy swim, if they have one, which
Yeah.
they have typically had one.
Yep.
I wonder, first of all, generally speaking about that, I wonder how that goes, because I've owned a lot of dogs, and your dog is your dog, and a lot of times he's really fairly well behaved for you. He doesn't bite you. When you're around other dogs, though, things can change.
Yep.
And especially around other dogs. Other people, yes, but other dogs can kind of go crazy.
They want to
We'll
be
throw
top
some
dog.
water in there to
Yeah,
pool night.
for other
Who
and
knows?
other people.
Yeah.
And lights and maybe little kids laughing and running around and stuff. No running on the pool deck though.
True. I don't know how they do it with dogs.
But as far as
Do they have dog lifeguards? That's what I want to know.
doggy lifeguards, do any dogs wear swimmies?
Yeah.
I wish they'd
Better hope one of those. Better hope one of those dogs doesn't drown.
boogie.
That,
Boards,
that
dog
would be a
surfing.
good thing for
That would
us
be
to go
fun.
down and
Yeah.
video, even if Roy
Yeah, they
doesn't
have
get
them
to
jump
go
off
this
the
year.
diving board.
Better hope that.
That would be
probably
fun.
do.
Yeah.
Better hope they
Send
don't
them down
drown. Somebody's got to give them mouth to mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Doggy
do that.
CPR.
Are only dogs allowed, or are cats?
I
Ooh,
don't think
hope
so.
not.
Do cats really like water that much?
I don't think so. But
Okay.
But what about Roy? What do you think he would do?
Yeah, I started
Interacting
out-
with other people, other dogs in the water.
I think he'd be wild. I think he'd be looking to chase any and every dog that's around there.
You just never know what the biggest variable to me is the water, because the water might distract Roy from Elroy, and he might just be in there hanging out instead of running after people. Might just
I
be
wonder,
like, hey,
I wonder
now
what,
is Roy
I wonder
more
what the
of a-
cleanup's like after having all those
They
dogs.
probably
in it.
just-
Well, I
drain
think
it.
it's the last.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's the last swim.
Yeah, I understand,
Just
but
drain it.
don't you know?
every dog has to wear a hairnet.
They drain it. They just drain it. I think.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all over the place.
Right on their head that you're missing a lot.
Yeah,
of
there's
the
hair and
there.
there's
Yeah,
other
yeah,
items that
exactly.
might happen.
Yeah.
Other things that might happen.
Now is Roy one of those the deep end? Does he stay in the deep end, or does he stay close to the?
He wishes that there was a
shallow.
baby pool.
What
probably.
would it look like? Okay, you imagine driving him down there, And then,
K-Roy.
all these other dogs are walking in. What would that be like? He's walking through and goes through the doggy
men's-
boys men's side of the thing. And then he comes out and
Takes a
there's
shower
about
before.
15 dogs there of all breeds and sizes. That would be funny. It would almost be worth taking him down there and filming that.
Yeah.
We'll have to think about that. If and Kathy Yasik is the pool manager, supervisor. So, Kathy, if you happen to watch this and you're not having that event, maybe you want to schedule it because that might be worth
because
it.
of
Or
us.
just have Roy from Elroy.
Yeah.
Certainly hope they have free swim for those dogs. That's going to be tough.
Do they blow a whistle after 20 minutes and
For the adult dogs. Oh boy! But we talked about, would Roy talk a big game and then go down there and be afraid to get in the water? You think?
He's
I don't know.
He's still a puppy because the other night, I think John and Damon, we were at one of your ball games late into the night, and we came home, and he was down watching TV in the basement with John and Damon, and I came up and was knocking, and he could hear it, and he was barking like he knew he should bark, like I'm the dog. I need to bark here. I need to protect. But he was scared. You could tell he was scared, and he kind of peeked his head around the corner.
I'll bark, but you take care of it. I'll let you know. But
He was waiting for John and Damon to protect him eventually. That'll change, though, I hope.
Yeah.
That's about
Okay.
all I got.
That's the size of it. All right.
Perfect.
Well, that's what we got. Like we said, we're going to keep it short and sweet because we got Wendy Sherman, who's coming from the Lions Club, and we're going to give her due, and she's going to give us a little history. And I didn't know what the Lions Club did, and so it was
Informative.
a bit informative for me. Yes,
And
it
then
was.
she also told us about her background and stuff, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
She has some very interesting things to say.
All right, we'll jump into that, and then after that, we will be back with a Yummee Treats taste test. So we'll see you in a minute.
I don't get my hair cut professionally.
What?
Joe cuts my hair,
That's
and
right.
he does a nice job. But there is I think there's several, but I'm featuring the Hair Depot.
Angel
Today.
Hammond.
Is that who it is? Okay. It's at 117 Broadhead Street in historic downtown Mazomanie. All you got to do is head down
Big hill.
into Mazomanie, right down at the bottom of the hill. See the railroad tracks to the right.
If you've gone past the railroad tracks, you've gone too far.
Yep, and it's just to the right. It says
right by the promenade. So
Yep.
if you've seen Dick Royston, you've also gone too far.
Yeah, right. Unless he's in there getting a haircut.
That's true.
I don't know if he gets his haircut there, but the point
I
being
bet
is
you he would if he was in there.
it's right across from the library, the old depot, and the museum, and they have not only haircuts
What?
but pedicures.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Petties and Mannies.
Now pedicures, I don't know if they do manicures, but pedicures are for your toes, right?
Manicures are your
For your
hands.
pedestrians, yep.
Yep. And so her phone number is 515-729-3711. 515-729-3711. Check it out. The Hair Depot in historic downtown Mazomanie. Haircuts and pedicures. That's our reverse sponsor for today. So you became the Lions Club president the beginning of this month?
Yes,
So-
I did.
How long is the term? A year or two? Or
Generally 2 years. Yeah, that's what our bylaws have.
okay,
So some clubs alter that, but yeah.
it's okay. And so, how did you land in this area? I mean, you're living in Black Earth. How did you? Where were you living before?
We were living outside of Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
We've moved around a lot. We've lived in San Antonio and we've lived in Cleveland and Dayton. We've hit almost all the major cities in Ohio.
okay.
So, yeah. But we came here when my husband got a job with Kuna Mutual, which I don't even, now it's True Stage. They rebranded.
Really, I didn't know that. CUNA Mutual. Yeah, it's been that since its beginning back
Yep.
a long time ago. A lot of people work.
Yes.
At CUNA.
Yes.
And what does he do for CUNA?
He's in corporate communications.
He is.
Yeah.
So what not to get too far off in the weeds, but what does he do for that? Like, he communicates information to other companies, or
Well, and he supports departments within True Stage,
Okay.
and he will. It always has been changing with each year, so he just will help them focus their energies and their thoughts and their writings and their speeches and things like that. So
okay.
he's the strategist behind it all.
Okay.
Well, behind the departments he supports.
Got it. And has he done that kind of all of his career, that kind of
Yeah.
communication
yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, he's one of those that puts a spin on things all the time. I always use that power for good and not evil. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. So you're the, and when we first talked, I was asking about this because you don't know this, but there's always been there was a long time, for many, many decades, a long time rivalry between Black Earth and Mazo. Maybe you've heard of that.
Heard of that.
Yeah. It's not the same as it was when there were two high schools in Mazo and Black Earth. But for you to, the first thing I thought, and I'm not a rivalist type person at all, but I thought, well, she lives in Black Earth, but she's the Lions Club for Mazo. How did that happen? I mean, you had a backstory about that, your growing up years and such.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. My father was in Lions Club since 1957, and so I grew up around it all my life. And we'd often have even like leader dogs that would be at our house for a short term when they were going to be given to the, blind people that were receiving the dogs at the time. My dad was district governor a couple times, and it was just our life. And so I was used to it, and I think it's a great way to be involved in the community and give to the community. And it wasn't until I really got involved, though, as an adult, that I understood just the dynamics of how significant their help and assistance is. Because I was kind of looking into this before I came over, because I was like, I know they've been around since like 19-something, and it was in 1917, and then it was just a businessman in Chicago that was rounding up other businessmen saying, we really do need to be serving the community and the world in general for betterment. And by 1924, it became an international organization when Canada got involved. And then in 1925, they had an international convention with just Canada and the United States. And Helen Keller came and presented to them and asked them to be I wrote it down because I thought it was so significant. I thought this has to be on a T-shirt. The Knights of the Blind in the Crusade Against Darkness. And that's where that's when they became people who were really out to serve the blind and the vision impaired. And so that's their primary push. But it was through Helen Keller's influence that came into play. Now they have several pillars that they support. Am I going on too long?
No.
They're supporting hunger, youth, childhood cancer, diabetes, because that's the leading cause of blindness, environment, general humanitarian, because they have grants that people can, like when we've been having all these floods and disasters all over, they can actually apply for a grant through the Lions Foundation. And the Mazomanie area received such a grant during the flood back in 2018.
Sure.
So there's a lot of different areas. So it's not just locally, but it's really significant.
Yeah, don't feel like you're going on, because here's a reason, is maybe a lot of people know about the Lions Club. But here I've lived in Mazomanie all of my life and gone down to the Lions Club Park all of my life, basically. I mean, I don't remember exactly. It was like the middle 60s when I was a little kid that they started that park. But I don't know anything about the Lions Club. I don't know anything about it. Everything you've told me basically is news. Now, I did know, I thought it was Verna Wallace that was collecting eyeglasses.
Oh, yeah.
And that's for the Lions Club.
Yes, and she's our current secretary, too.
Okay.
So
that's why she's collecting eyeglasses.
Well,
I didn't know.
We all are, but she's kind of kind of heading that up.
Yeah.
And we are also just starting, which is on my notes that I wanted to make sure, we're starting to collect hearing aids.
Okay.
Because that's something else they're starting to collect. And that is very significant. Back in, I'm sorry, I'm going to look to you. When was that? Back in April? There was a law passed where we collect those guy glasses and they get cleaned up and they get analyzed as to what the prescription is, and then they would get sent off in missions to like Guatemala and things like this with a team from Lions Club along with some doctors and such, and they would give people glasses. And there was some kind of law passed in the spring that allowed us to distribute them in the United States. And we were able to be a part of that, my daughters and I, along with some other members of the Mazomanie Lions Club. And we were distributing glasses to people here in Middleton. Well, in Middleton.
Yeah.
We were partnering up with forgive me, I don't remember the name of the eye place, again with an S. But they would do an exam, and then they'd send them our way, and then we would try to pair them up with the best match possible.
Sure.
And these were people who just couldn't afford it, and they couldn't afford a vision exam, and so it was significant. But
I didn't know that the Lions Club had anything to do with any of that.
really,
So that's eye-opening experience for me.
well, really, you know what? It's just a bunch of good people that just want to make a difference, and they're really helping. Just really people just in great need. So
I know Mazomaniites who are, I know a lot of people around here, and I know people that are part of the Lions Club. I can name names, but I didn't know exactly what they did. I knew they maintained the park and, did a few other things, but I didn't know they had that far-reaching of a charitable reach.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's very significant. In
Yeah.
fact, and we're hoping to, I think even just the club members in general, we just have to be reminded of, and during this next year, we're going to be having different people who represent different branches of the Lions Foundation and the eye bank and I don't know, whatever. They're going to come to our club, just kind of educate our club members as well as to this is what we're doing and this is why.
Yeah. It's not, if you have time, it's not boring to me at all. And I don't think it'll be boring to the people that are watching this simply because I think there's more people in my camp than you would think. Even those that live in a small town like Mazo have a big, have a small population and probably have people, neighbors and such that maybe have volunteered for the Lions Club, but they don't know exactly, what they do and the history.
Right.
Do you know much about, so you've lived in the area for how long?
About 4.5 years.
Okay. So do you know, here's another transparent fact. I got on your website just before you got here. I didn't even know you had a website. So I was looking around and I saw a picture there of 1950. I think that was the year that maybe Mazo had their first, they were inducted or incorporated as a Lions Club.
That sounds about
charter.
right. Yeah, because we had a 70th anniversary. Yeah.
I was
as a
looking
charter.
through names to see if any of my relatives were on there that they were Lions Club members, and I'm like, I don't even know that. I didn't know that. But do you know the history much of the Mazo?
The Mazo, I do not know much of the history, and like Judy Curtis or Sharon Craney or Dick Royston, they would be excellent
Those are the
resources
names
on
I
that.
was going to name, but I thought I would. Yeah.
They're the people. We'll have meetings and they'll talk about.
Yeah.
It's by this house who was owned by that and that family and that family. And
Right. Yeah, that's and just they probably tell you too. Just be careful who you talk about around here because everybody's related, even if they have like multiple different last names. They're all intertwined. So we've had Dick Royston on the couch a couple of times to talk with him. And so maybe we'll get him back to talk about the Lions Club. Or you can come together and he can be the historian and you can be the current person.
I've kind of adopted the role of just listening because we get all sorts of guests on here and it's like, I'm only 27, so like the downtown wasn't a big thing growing up.
Yeah.
Didn't know what the chamber did, didn't know what the Lions Club did. All sorts of things that are coming out of the woodwork.
We're
us
always
doing
looking,
this, so.
always looking for members.
And
always
exactly
looking
every
for
time we
members.
say that
Yeah,
about something, they always say we're always looking for members.
Well, you know, it's really
Yeah.
interesting because, like I said, it's not a. I remember because I was in Lions Club back in Ohio too, and people would often think, you know, it's a networking thing, and it's really not. It's really just, and that's what my dad would always, you know, say. It's a philanthropic. It's totally philanthropic, totally service. You're not in it to what you can get out of it, although you do receive so much because you know you're doing something that's really benefiting people. But yeah, so we're always looking. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Good.
Yeah, you don't-
You don't have to be, you know,
I had to be 35, born in America or something like that.
No,
Okay.
no.
Do you have like you have a board or so you're the president?
Right.
Can you tell us who the other members
Yes.
of the?
So Verna Wallace is my secretary.
Okay.
And then Gary Balwig, who was from Mazo.
Okay.
And he's living in Black Earth, and
Okay.
he's my treasurer. And then we have what's called a tail twister, and his wife Debbie Balwig is our tail twister. Tail twister is the one who keeps things moving, keeps people from talking too long, can
okay.
fine you.
That's a nice-
They have fun. They have fun, and it's just a way to have the meetings be more fun. That's their responsibility. There's other jobs too, but we don't necessarily always have the people to fill them because we have over 40. I think we're over 43. We're over 43, and we're getting some more new members. But meetings aren't mandatory. And so you don't have to show up at our meetings. I mean, it's great if you can because you're more abreast as to what's going on. But just being available for our service projects is where we really need the people. That's where we need boots on the ground.
So there's 43 paying members, but then do you have other people that are more just volunteer but not members, or is it basically all the paying members that are also the volunteers?
It's basically the members, but we bring in, like, I bring in my family when, you know, they're coming and helping because they were helping with the glasses. They help at, I don't know, they've helped at Anderson and Shapiro. Thank you.
Wendy's getting prompts from her one of her daughters, her
Backstage.
advisor backstage. So we won't even say the name of her daughter because
I don't remember what I was talking about now, but thank you. Yeah, I would have felt bad.
yeah, you can again, we're really laid back. You can just prompt her if there's some things she's missing, because the whole thing, Wendy, what we want to do is we want to talk about, Hudson gives every little thing of the organizations that come on here, the Mazo, like Chamber Chat. What's the other one? The music.
I call it the MMC Roundup, which
Roundup.
is the Mazomanie Music Conservancy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we have a bunch of organizations that come monthly.
It's not
and
that impressive.
yeah,
Just-
and he's going to call your segment the Lion's Share. But anyway,
I like that.
we're going to get to that eventually and focus on just August, what you have coming up, or something in the near future. But maybe for a little bit longer, we can talk a little bit more about the Lions Club in Mazo, or nationally or whatever. So if you need some prompts there, we're happy to hear.
Well, one thing I did forget about at Anderson Shapiro, what was interesting, the doors opened at 7:30, I think, and we did the afternoon shift, and it was much quieter, but we still had a steady stream. But there were tons of people just waiting, at least a half an hour or more, just to make certain they got in. And so that was really good. We couldn't give glasses to children, but we were able to do the exams, and they were getting glasses for children, but we don't have them. And they were also doing hearing tests because they are distributing hearing aids as well. And that was something we found, that there was a greater need than we realized. So we didn't have enough people we didn't have enough people doing hearing tests. And so that's something that we're going to ramp up in the future.
We have people who have never seen. They're driving here and they can't see.
They were driving here.
Oh, you really are doing a public service then, for people, aren't you?
Yeah, it was really fun. Because they would they put the glasses on and then they would turn and we'd have them look at a painting that was up against the wall, and they would be like, "Oh." I was like,
tough.
oh, because I remember like when my sister got glasses and I was like, oh, there are leaves on the trees. Yeah. So that was kind of like that for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Deshaun needs.
Yeah. So what is there? Are there other things then that the Lions Club does? And I'm not talking like specifically this coming month that we'll
Right.
highlight in a little bit, but you talked about the hearing aid. You talked about the eyeglasses. Are there other?
Yeah. There's tons. One thing they do the cornea transplants. That is really cool. That is something I want to make certain we have somebody come and Adam Croson he works for the Lions Eye Bank, and we have people who all over the state, and there's all over all the states that are cornea transplant people. They'll bring it as far. It's kind of like a Pony Express type thing, and when there is corneas that are that are harvested, and they get they know they need to be taken right away, they will be taking them then from a certain part, and they'll be taken then by the next person to get them where they need to be. And so each club has a couple of people who will function as those transport people for a couple of months out of the year. So I know for Mazo, I know for certain it's December. I can't remember what the other month is off the top of my head. But that's our month, that if there are any that are coming near our area, we would pick them up and then transport them a little bit farther. And I learned at the state convention, because we have state conventions and then they have international conventions. And the international conventions, they take place all over the world because there's over 200 countries that are a part of this. And in fact, I feel like it actually seems more prolific internationally than it is in the United States. But the international convention this year was in Boston. So it was actually here in the States. So that's cool. Next year, I'm not certain where it's in. 2 years, it's in Mexico City. But anyway, just from the state of Wisconsin, we had provided over 780 corneas for people who needed them here within the state of Wisconsin. And then we had enough that we were able to send outside of the United States, and I don't know if it was outside and even internationally, it was over 1,000 just from the state of Wisconsin. So that really shows how important it is to be an organ donor too.
Do you know what corneas are?
It's part of your eye.
It's the white part, correct? Oh, okay. I'm
see,
pretty sure.
See, I don't.
Pretty sure the cornea.
She's gonna
I
look it up.
think.
We're gonna have a research.
Watch me be wrong right on the cameras
Yeah,
here. And
that's
like,
okay.
you gotta be
It's
kidding
not the
me.
first time we've been wrong in front of the cameras.
Oh
that's
well,
for
no,
sure, so.
I have.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know.
I always thought it was the white
But they
part of your eye,
whatever
which is
their
weird. I don't know how you transplant that.
I don't know. I just know that that's,
These are parts.
and I might be wrong.
No, it's the hard part that's behind your pupil. So
The
it's
hard part.
lens.
It's the lens.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
The lens, not the
That
lens.
was right.
Okay. No, well, good. We all
disclaimer.
learned
I have to
something.
just take me off the show now because I was wrong.
So there's those three things, and I'm sure there's other things as well. Maybe too many to highlight even.
Oh, well, they also, because they support diabetes so strongly, and we're really advocates of that, which I can get into in a little bit, but because I have 2 type 1 diabetics. That one is not one of them. My oldest and my youngest are type 1 diabetics, and so we're strong family advocates of supporting research and such for type 1 diabetes. They do walks and things like that, and they really do support and try to educate people. And so that's something that I know as I'm working with the club these next 2 years, that's something I really want to do. Because I think a lot of times people don't even realize they're type 1 or type 2 diabetic.
Sure.
they're having symptoms and they aren't even aware of it.
So maybe you want to move into that in this part, and then we'll. Or,
Is that
was
okay?
was that going to be something you talked
That
about
was
for
one
August?
of the things. Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Well, we'll have
All
to
right.
wait then.
I can hit on that one first right away.
Yeah, but first let's do this, because what we're going to
Okay.
do is we're going to break this up.
Okay.
We're going to have just a little interview with you
Okay. Oh
about. We just had that little
Okay.
interview
Okay.
about the Lions Club in general, and then we were going to have the Lions share,
no. Okay.
and that if you're welcome to come back once a month. And
I would
talk.
like that to promote our
Yeah.
club
Yeah,
activities.
we have the
If-
rest
if-
of the
That's what we
people.
usually do,
The
yeah,
rest of the
is-
people are doing that as
Yeah,
well.
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because we-
Before we move on, you told us a fact about yourself that you used to be, or
yeah.
you still do,
No, I
sing
retired.
opera.
Yeah, I was a lyric soprano. I was a classically trained lyric soprano. I sang opera. I did oratorios. I did some solo work and things like that. Yeah.
How do you find out you can do that just by messing around as a kid, or is that just is that how you sing always? It's just in that type of. I don't even know if that's.
I don't know.
Fair to say.
No. I grew up in a real musical family anyway, so it was like the kind where somebody always was playing the piano and people would end up singing, and singing randomly in the house was very common. I thought everybody did that, and
Everybody does in our house, but nobody has gotten onto the stage to do
Definitely not
operas,
opera.
That's for sure.
yeah, it was just something I really enjoyed, and I had a significant success just in my growing up years in high school and stuff, that I thought this is something I could do, and I pursued it. But at the same time, I was having 5 kids during it all, so that really was my top priority. I am a mom first, and I will gladly accept that. I did retire after child number 4 because it was just too difficult for rehearsals and just all of the rigmarole you have to go through, the touring and stuff. It's just takes you away from your family too much.
Do you have to practice obviously to be at that level?
You
have
do.
to practice a lot, but
You do.
I mean, do you belt out some operas
I
every once in a
actually-
while? No,
I don't
the kids
actually-
won't let you probably.
Well,
They say,
you-
"Mom." Yeah.
Spontaneously. Actually, my operatic sounds come out when something has happened, like I don't know, like you've dropped something,
Yeah.
or reach for a hot pan, or all of a sudden you realize you're supposed to be doing something and you're not. There will be a vocalization.
Okay.
But I don't
It's
really.
a yelling opera or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's not anything I think about. It happens. But no, I haven't really sung much in quite a while, and so I used to be a lyric soprano. A lyric soprano, it kind of sounds like a Snow White.
Oh,
It's almost childlike sounding.
Yeah.
It's very that was what I was, and I had a very, very, very high range. But I've lost probably about six steps down. So, I mean, I used to go, but not anymore. And that's okay.
but so now like Jim Schrader from the Music Conservancy and all these
Cornet
people
band.
will be saying, "Hey, come on, let's get her to come and sing for us." So
Oh,
you'll be recruited now to come and do some singing or something. Everybody mutually recruits for their different organizations.
My dream, it's really funny. I learned how to be, singing opera and stuff. And I loved the challenge of it. And I loved singing in the different languages and stuff. But ultimately, my dream desire was to be a lounge lizard and sing just standards. Yeah, that's like, but I have an opera voice, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that
so
works.
you can't sing in a lounge, huh?
No, I don't know. I could probably get by, but it wouldn't quite sound the same. I think a little bit of opera kind of pops out once in a while.
We're not tremendously, and the people that watch this will know this isn't a surprise to them. We're not tremendously sophisticated. So you're the first opera singer that we've ever met and had on the show.
Okay.
So this is like
That's okay.
highbrow. This is
no,
very.
no.
We're gonna get a whole new group of people that are listening to watching us.
No. And I I didn't really sing around the house that much because when I was singing more so, I mean, I used to, when I would be practicing for something and working out a bit, a portion or something, And the kids would always be like, "Mommy, it's so loud." So no.
Yeah. Well, other
And you
pursuits,
guys-
other important pursuits.
You guys have beautiful speaking voices.
Thank
So
you.
there, I was just when I hear you guys talk, I was like, oh, they would make excellent baritones or basses.
Well,
So,
He sang more than I have.
baritone or bass?
I sang bass in
Yeah.
some, but it was maybe probably more of a baritone. But they
Yeah.
forced, sometimes they didn't
Oh,
have
yeah,
somebody
they
low
needed-
enough to
Yeah.
go down, so they had me do that.
You'd probably make a good singer too.
Well,
Yeah, he does sing
I
very well.
like to sing. Yes,
there you go.
Yeah, but
We've done some singing on our podcast.
I'm
We
fairly
did
shy
some singing at
sometimes 'cause I
Christmas time. But
I was always asked to do like the talent shows in high school and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and choir and stuff like that. And I just was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No, well, my kids don't even sing around me. They're like, no. And I know they can all sing. They just don't.
well, you have anything
No,
else?
I just
okay. That was all
thought
very
that was
interesting.
fascinating,
Again,
yeah.
we'll maybe find out more about the Lions Club
Okay.
as we have you on in coming weeks.
hey, it's Dad and I. We got our coffee here, and right above us is the 1855 Coffee House.
I also just noticed that I have the same shirt I had on in Green Bay, but I've washed it, just so you know.
We hope so. You're watching the original Father-Son Voiceover podcast.
Welcome back to the original Father-Son Voiceover podcast, episode number 69. We want to thank Wendy Sherman for being our guest on the couch and also being the president of the Lions Club of Mazomanie. She just took over, I think, July 1st. So she's new to the game, but she's doing a good job, and they've got a lot of good things going on. And her story was very interesting. Nobody heard this before, but she was an opera singer. Maybe you guys have heard that before. She was an opera singer.
Wow.
Like the Snow White type opera singer, as we heard on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really high mezzo. I think it's mezzo soprano. Don't quote me on that. So thanks, Wendy. Now to Hudson. He's got a taste test for us.
It is time.
Mr. Knutson,
Hopefully he's watching. Hopefully we can scare him away.
took us a long time to get this together.
Wrong way. It's hard to.
Riley is his name? Weston? Weston Knutson.
We're so good at knowing our viewers' names too. Okay, so I got 4 different kinds of cookies. So the first one we're gonna start out with.
Oh, are you telling us, or are we taste?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna just tell you.
we're
We're
not
gonna
guessing.
tell you which ones are our favorites because that's kind of what we did with the.
We're not guessing.
No.
Okay.
No, we're not guessing. No
All right.
guesses.
People are just gonna watch us eat.
All right. So the first one
Watch
is
and listen.
is s'mores.
Oh.
I see that. That looks good.
There you go. And like I said, I took some pictures. So.
I got the real thing right here.
Yep. There you are.
Wow, that smells good
There
too.
you go.
Thank you.
Very nice.
And
Does
don't
it
worry.
smell like a s'more?
Enjoy.
That one smells just like a chocolate chip cookie at this point, and it looks like it's got a lot of chocolate chip cookie.
Wow, very aromatic.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a chocolate chip cookie with a little bit of marshmallow in it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick up any.
And graham crackers.
Did you pick up graham cracker? I didn't
Where's
pick
the
up-
graham
I didn't
cracker?
There's a
pick up
piece of
chocolate.
graham cracker on top, and some of them didn't get.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
That's right.
it's plenty good, even without the taste of the graham cracker.
Very rich.
Yeah.
And the consistency is very
Yeah, those are tasty.
chewy.
I'm having a little half a cup of decaf coffee, which is just perfect for it.
Is it
You
Highlander
probably
raw?
like milk with yours. Do you like milk with your cookies, or does it get too sweet almost? These kinds of cookies.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm saving part of mine for later.
That was. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at it right away, I thought, I'm not sure I would like that. They
What's
also
the
had,
cost comparison of them and Yummee? Them and Crumble? You know,
Yeah, I think we got 8 cookies for 20 some bucks.
So we don't know.
I don't remember. I didn't buy the other ones. So
Oh,
That's 8. That they're probably
$27.
it's probably around that really
8
close. Maybe
cookies
a
were
little bit.
$27.
Yeah, probably close.
I should
Do
have
you
gotten
do
some
you
water.
see them, Jonathan, or whoever has crumble cookies? Are they about as big? Are they about the same?
I didn't see the
basically
full
same?
one, so I'd have to see.
Could you
Okay.
please give them a real quick look at the full one?
Well, they're not going to be full because they're cut, but
You can kind of see it's close.
Yeah, they seem to almost have more girth and
Yeah,
they're
that's-
more
that's
thicker,
thick,
and
yeah.
those other ones are more spread out. They're more like cut the same size for crumble. Cut the same size.
Ooh,
but-
what's this?
This one is the M&M.
What's this?
I wondered
Big
about that because there was a
M&Ms.
green.
Are these
They
cut in
also have-
fifths?
Quarters.
Oh, well, who's not getting one then?
There's 8 cookies. There's 2 of each.
Oh, 2 of each. Okay.
I figured I'd share with the rest
What?
of the family.
Look at the size. I got a big one here.
I know you did. I was about to
So
switch you.
they also had funfetti, which I didn't
Oh.
get. They had one with a pecan in it. And then they had one more, and I can't quite remember what that one was. And they also had double fudge, or double chocolate chip, I think, or fudge, whatever it was. And then they had ooey gooey, which I think is their claim to fame. Ooey gooey chocolate chip.
It's their
cookie.
original.
Hey Joe,
Right.
you
And
got
almost
a,
everybody when we went in there was getting, we want ooey gooey, we want ooey gooey, we want. They just
Except for a couple of people just said Sam Ting.
hey, you had the first one that you got a little taste of the graham cracker. Mm-hmm. What did you think the difference? Obviously, one of the differences was the M&M. But did you? The base is the same in this, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
So gooey chocolate, lots of chocolate chips in there. I mean, no holds barred when it comes to putting the chocolate. Look at the chocolate chips in this. Can you see that? It's almost a whole layer of
Yeah,
chocolate
you
chips
and Mom
there.
would not have been pleased with the person
so
in the
right
back
with the
making
layers.
those cookies
Yeah.
there are more
back
chocolate chips.
10, 15 years ago.
There are more chocolate chips in that quarter of a cookie than there were in our whole batch of cookies.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's not.
It's not wrong.
That's tough,
That's but fair.
but fair.
but Mom's also not selling her cookies for $3 piece.
More than that, if it's 8 cookies, but
At that point,
A single cookie was
you would have
$4.
almost
a little bit
thought
more.
you were right
Yeah.
Eat it,
because
Joe.
they were so.
That was
All right, what do you want next?
simply
Do you want the
just
fudge or do you want the ooey gooey?
Doesn't matter.
It's your taste
Yeah,
test.
taste
this
test.
is your vehicle.
I am a taste test
Ooey gooey.
facilitator for the people.
Ooey gooey.
Ooey gooey. Johnny picks.
Thanks to Damon and Hudson for running in to get these.
Yeah, this
University Avenue. That's quite a.
It was a trot.
Yep.
That looks like that's gonna have a little nice little bite to it there.
Thank you.
Ooh, wow.
I'm just gonna show.
This is the ooey gooey.
I'm gonna show
Looks
the,
like a chocolate chip
the
cookie.
camera.
Again.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
it is.
that's
Ooey
that's
gooey
that's what
chocolate
it
chip.
is.
Oh,
So this first one, you want to tell them, Dad? This one's a s'more.
this one's a
That
s'more.
one's a s'more.
Okay. This one is
Oh.
M&M's.
This one's an M&M.
Missing what your job here is.
And then this
My
right
job
here
is to follow
is the
directions,
ooey
is what it
gooey chocolate chip, and it is very thick.
It's very good too.
Whoa!
Oh, and we're gonna pick our favorite, right? We can pick our favorite.
I just ate that one.
What would you say the consistency of it is?
Gooey and gooey. Ooey
Whoa!
and
It's
Oh my!
it's
almost
it's
like
right
there's-
up there.
Got a nice
right up
crust
there.
on it. That'd be nice with a thing of ice cream.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it would be.
It's almost like they took,
or anything.
they like fried, like seared the outside of the cookie
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got a nice crust. That's what I said.
and kept the cookie dough in the middle. That's what it's like. It's,
I asked for this baby to be. This is like rare or medium rare
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah. Yep.
Woo!
That's excellent.
that's the best consistency too.
That's good stuff.
Very good.
Now,
I can see why
were
people
there
are
any
ordering
like
that one.
fruity type ones? Because Joe likes more like there's can be like fruit. Like I don't know what there would be.
Like a strawberry
John likes
cheesecake
lemon
or
bars.
something like that.
Yep.
Were there those types of things in there, or
I didn't. Maybe they have a certain batch that they make. A certain.
Well, doesn't Crumble make like only like 12
Yeah.
different
I think
flavors?
there might have been 8 to 12.
They do a lot more than that, but they only do 6 per.
I think they maybe
week.
had.
That's what I was getting at.
They had 8 or 10 different flavors. I think it was 8. And we got
Do you
2 of 4 different kinds, so that we had enough for us and then the boys.
But
Mom.
like crumble cookies, they don't serve. Doesn't Yummee Treats have like drinks and stuff like that?
They
where
do.
crumble
They
cookies
have,
don't,
They
right?
have
So much.
shit kind of like they call them bobas, which I've never had one before.
Crumble has
Bobas.
like just very
Bobas.
limited amount. They have like you can get milk,
Just enough to wash things down.
or you can
probably, huh?
get I think you can
Like
get a shake,
smoothie shake or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But they don't, I
Wow.
don't think they have the choices that Crumble does, or excuse
Wow.
me, that Yummee has.
This looks like this is gonna keep me up tonight.
They ship nationwide.
It's kind of small.
I think that's
Man,
good.
tomorrow's Friday, so who cares,
And then
right?
this last one is either double chocolate chip or it's fudge chocolate chip. And I will show you. I'm gonna show this camera because we got better light over here. Look at that.
That's the fudge chocolate chip.
Yeah,
Follow me directions.
it's tasty.
Here, I'll give you a bite.
Does it put on there how many calories?
No.
there are? That's probably smart.
Well, we're not. Okay. We recommend reheating cookies in a 350 degree oven or air fryer for 3 to 4 minutes.
Air fryer.
Because are they warm when you get them?
Yeah, they are. We are not a sponsor of Yummee Treats, but if you want to get Yummee Treats like these, go to www.yummeetreats.com.
And how do you
well,
spell Yummee?
we're certainly not a sponsor of theirs,
That's what I said.
but they're mainly not a sponsor of ours.
But they are a reverse sponsor.
They are a reverse sponsor.
We're certainly not
It's
sponsoring.
YUMM.
I think they do fine on their own.
So it's
Seem to be. They're gonna stay in
www.
business for a while anyway.
So it's www.yummee, which is spelled YUMMEE, and then treats.com.
They do
So-
ship
Oh,
nationwide.
they do. Wow. So
Wow.
probably got to be next day, I would think, right?
Probably.
Very
Those
good.
are really moist and soft though too.
They
so.
really are.
They're almost kind of like
That's why they probably
they're cookies, but
ask
they're
you to
kind of like a
reheat 'em.
brownie consistency
Yeah.
somewhat.
You're right.
Very much so. They're nice and dense.
Okay.
There's one thing left, right? To guess.
Oh, we gotta
yeah.
guess
No.
that other. Okay.
First,
Oh yeah, favorite.
starting with Joe. Out of the 4, what's your favorite? Now we haven't tried all of them because
I
there
like
are a couple.
M&M.
Okay. M&M for Joe.
Mi favorito cookie es
Galeto.
galeto
you
es.
What's galeto?
Cookie. G is for
I
cookie.
couldn't remember. Nice
Galeto.
cookie. I really liked. I liked the ooey gooey one. I thought that was the best. I thought
The chocolate chip. Ooey gooey. That's this one.
That was your favorite?
You know, it's kind of like going to Culver's, and do I like the I don't know how to compare it, because it's like I was going to say the double cheeseburger basket as opposed to it's like getting a double cheeseburger basket and forgetting to get ketchup on it. So you just go get some ketchup and put it on there. It's like I can't choose between the last two. They're so good. I can see why I would like the double fudge one a lot, but that chocolate chip cookie was just
Perfect.
It was
that
delicious.
was really good. The crust on it was really good. I'll
Like I
probably
said, it
go
was
with
like
number
they-
3 then. I'll probably go with number 3, the chocolate chip, the gooey gooey.
It was like I said, it was like they had they had seared the bottom and top, and then the inside was.
I can see why they sell a lot of those.
Yeah.
Johnny.
I'll go with the ooey gooey.
Okay.
And I have I don't have a
dog in the fight.
dog in the fight necessarily, but what I will say is that, and this is going to sound mean to Yummee Treats, but this is a compliment. Their cookies are really good.
It's not a compliment.
They
Careful, Johnny.
There's not a huge difference in taste in those different cookies. If you're looking for like a good, like almost
Like if you're looking
maybe
for
what's
something-
your
Right.
a homemade cookie that's got what your mom or grandma didn't put enough of it into the recipe, they cover it in there. So if you're looking for that, I think Yummee Treats. If you're looking for different nuances of tastes, different types of cookies, I don't.
It
Do you
seems
think
like maybe
crumble
it seems
would be
like
more of that type
I think
of thing?
crumble has
You hear
just
that,
a
right?
lot more flavor.
Was it the choices you made, maybe?
Well, I
They
don't
don't.
know.
From what I
I
saw
think-
from the pictures, it doesn't look like they have the choices that Crumble has. On a weekly basis, they change theirs up. Crumble does, but Yummee I think has around the same treats.
I think
most
the
of
thing with
the
Yummee,
same
I think
ones.
most of theirs are chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
I think they're all
Okay.
the base is
Base is
chocolate
chocolate
chip,
chip.
and then it's something else, which is a very good base to start with. Where, in my opinion, which I don't care for as much, is if you don't get the right. I don't know what they do every time. Maybe they're a little bit like Crumble and they have different flavors every other week or whatever
Yeah.
it is. But sometimes it seems like they're, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but in my, what I like is something that is kind of normal, and they've got a lot of different types. And so if you don't hit it on the right week, you might get a.
You mean crumble cookie?
Yeah, you might get like a Rice Krispie cookie, and it's like, well, I kind of, that's fine. It tastes good.
If you like
Yeah.
Yummee Treats, you're not gonna probably go in every week. You can go in and get what you want. At Crumble, you're probably gonna go in and you might not go in that week because you might not want
Because
what
they have. Would you say that they have a much wider variety?
Yeah.
Where Yummee
have a
and
plethora.
Yummee Treats might do other things, other types of treats that Crumble Cookie doesn't do, especially like drinks.
It's
and
really
such,
not fair to
right?
compare
Yeah.
in one sense,
Yeah.
but of the two, people aren't gonna like this opinion because it's so consistent with people when they give opinions. But it's tough to make a choice between the two because they kind of do different things, and so it's kind of these are really good, and I like crumble cookies when they're good. When I like their
This is
flavors.
also
and I would say Crumble Cookie has a different presentation too.
Yeah.
Theirs is more of they're putting different designs on it.
Kind of like a
and-
Hertz donut if anybody's
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
there
I'd agree
before.
with
There's
that.
kind of it's
gourmet.
Yeah, it's gourmet. Where these are just wow.
They're a little bit, yeah, they are. They're just packed full
Yeah.
with.
Did they have a
flavors.
sugar cookie that you remember? Because
They had
Crumble
they had
Cookie has a
funfetti.
sugar cookie.
They had
that is
funfetti,
very
which
good.
is I don't know if that's. I just think it was with sprinkles and chocolate
Yeah.
chips, and
Oh,
they had
okay.
they had a one with a pecan in it, and I decided not to go with that. So, anyway, now we need to. And if you know what this is, or you want to make a guess, if you've already been to Yummee Treats, guess before we get it out. You'll have to be honest. But what do you think? So I'll give you this. They make other things than just cookies. They're a bakery. So,
I'm guessing it's a bear claw.
what's a bear claw?
That's kind of like a donut.
Okay.
So it's not a bear claw.
No, so, well, I don't know what a
Going
bear.
wrong.
You said a donut, so I know what a
I'm
donut
gonna
is.
say it's a cinnamon roll.
Okay.
I am going to disqualify myself
you
because
know.
I looked in
Oh.
the bag,
Oh.
but I still don't know what it is
Cheater.
exactly. I could
Oh,
I could
so
take
it's
a
not a
guess.
cinnamon roll.
I could take a guess, but I
Well,
don't.
it
I
has
don't
the
know
same.
what
It
it
has
is exactly.
partially the same
Oh, oh.
name as something that we've already. Go
Okay.
ahead, Johnny.
I think it's probably a donut too, but I'll just go
Okay.
off script and say it's like a
I outlived them all.
strudel or something.
Okay. Strudel.
Want we go around another time,
Yeah.
Joe? You have another guess?
I'm gonna guess it is a brochure bun.
Oh,
Okay, half of that was right.
I'm going to
Brochure.
guess that it's
Brochure.
A Danish.
it's some sort of a bakery good, like a loaf of bread type thing.
Yeah. Okay. So it has to do, and I'll show it. It has to do with the name. Joe got half of it right.
I did.
What do you
Was it
say?
ooey gooey?
Brochure bun?
Brochure. Well, brie.
oh, maybe it's monkey bread.
No.
Oh, coffee
So
bread.
this-
Monkey toasted.
This is a famous, supposedly one of their best.
Look at that bag.
No.
How there's grease
I know.
on that.
That's why
You know
it
it's
threw me
good.
off.
This is the famous from Yummee Treats. Oh, this is a yummy bun.
Yummy.
Oh,
bun.
wow.
They call them yummy buns. So I was thinking
You get a little
morning
taste
buns.
of it, or no?
This is take a whiff of that.
Oh, is that poppy seed on it?
No.
Oh, that's oregano, I think.
No, I think it's persimmon.
Yeah.
Persimmon.
I'm just wafting it.
I'm just picking it up. Is it a this?
Some,
Oh, that's got a
I think
little
it's-
bit of
I think
garlic
it's,
in it.
I think that's
lemon. I think something like
That's a
lemongrass.
lemongrass. Yeah, I think I'm getting
That.
lemongrass.
Mm-hmm.
A little pot.
But I was
a
just
little
wafting
pot
it.
All right,
porry.
so then we're gonna.
Mm-hmm. I was just
We're gonna
wafting
I
it.
brought a knife up.
That's different than what I thought it would. Like
Yeah.
that's
It's,
almost
it's like-
cheesy.
Don't-
Is there
don't
something in
make
the
fun of
middle?
our- Yeah.
Oh, there is.
I'm nervous about this.
Oh, there is something.
I thought it was
Oh,
going
if
to be
it's cream
sweet.
cheese.
Creme.
I thought it was going to be sweet.
Is it chocolate chips?
That's going to be supper.
Yeah.
And breakfast.
That is huge.
Is it cutting that easily, or was it already
has
pre-cut?
8 little
Okay.
6
Slots?
Oh, it's some sort of
One.
like fancy. I bet it's some sort of fancy.
That's just Gouda.
Like no, I bet
Creme
it's
de la
some sort
creme.
of kind of fancy garlic butter or something.
Oh.
Garlic aioli.
That's a lot.
Our breath is going to reek.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Johnny.
All right.
Hey, it's margarine.
Please no.
All right. Let me know.
That butter.
Yeah, it's
Butter.
kind of a buttery. Boy, that's different though.
And I think if you were to have
I mean,
it
the-
warm, which is my fault,
The
that would be.
Your hands
the
are kind of warm.
texture of the bun is very different, very unique.
It's almost like
It's better bread than the chicken place.
Don't you dare.
no. It's almost got the softness of.
Raisin Cane's is better than Raisin Cane's chicken grease.
It's got the same consistency the bread does, the bun, the yummy bun, of a croissant.
Oh,
kinda that
yes,
soft.
you're
It's
right.
not flaky like that, but
Oops.
wow.
That's what I was thinking. Totally.
That's a very unique taste.
Tell you the truth, I
And
thought
I-
this was going to be sweet.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it had
Well, to tell you the truth.
whipped cream in the middle of it,
Yeah, did you
and it
know?
was. That's what I thought. I did not know that it was a
I think
garlicky.
Yeah, that bread is
very
very
airy.
soft and
See how airy it is? How much air
pillowy.
bubbles there are? Yeah, pillowy. You can even lay your head on there. It's a
Yeah.
pillow.
So if you have any,
after taking some counseling.
okay, let's go around. Out of 10, what did you think that? How
The
good
bread?
did that taste?
This last thing,
A 10.
And would you get another one?
I'm trying to think what number 10 is.
I would give it
Raising Cane.
a 7, but I think you could get it a higher mark if it was really warm, right
I agree with
out of
that.
the oven, if you will, probably right at the shop.
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
That was my
7,
fault.
That's okay.
possibly higher.
7.3.
What was your number?
If I'm being totally honest, let me be totally honest.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. I would give it probably 6.7
Do you want this?
you can save it. Yeah,
Out
mom
of-
would,
out
mom
of
would probably
10.
like
I'll
some
put
of
it
that.
out
inside
of
this.
out of 10.
6.7?
Yes, out of 10.
I haven't had a lot of breads like that.
I think it would have been good if they would have just put some peanut butter on top of it then too, and some jelly, because then you would have had butter, which always makes the bread better.
A good base.
And then put something like peanut butter and jelly on it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I always do with my bread.
Right.
I put some butter on it.
Mom,
then
that's
some
an
peanut
inside
butter.
joke. Mom likes butter and then
I-
peanut butter on her toast. And
So you don't choke on it.
I would say that's a solid 6.5. I would say very solid six
So
and a
you
half.
just
What
undercut
didn't
me.
you like about it?
Well,
Was it because we ate it after something really sweet? Or was it because it wasn't warm?
I don't know if I don't know if I had any problems with
compare
any
it
of
to.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just not sure what I'm comparing it to.
No. I mean, it wasn't
Raising
as good as
Cane's.
the.
I was comparing it to Raising Cane's, which is 10.
To me, I'm not kidding. That is the best bread. From
That is?
from
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
Okay.
I always
That
think
we
that.
had. It was like. Go ahead. Very good.
I would say the same thing as Drew, not the rating. I would say I don't know what to compare it to because even Raisin Cane's, that's not their bread. That's different than their bread. So it's kind of in a unique category. I would think if it was a little warm, like John said,
Ooh,
and
marinara sauce.
Exactly, that's what I was
Oh.
saying. Some spaghetti,
Little cheese.
They may have had that
some-
there. I don't know.
some
Little
spaghetti,
olive oil.
some spaghetti
Little
with
cheese.
a little salad, and that thing, a piece of
Parmigiano.
that thing,
Parmigiano.
that would be
How's your family? That's what
I
I'd
would
say.
say it's a 10 then for me.
Oh.
That's a 10.
And it
with
needs all those things, though.
Well, just because
So that's
I
not
don't
10
think
then.
I don't think you would just eat that.
No, I
I don't
agree.
think you just eat that.
I agree with that.
I think you take it
notion.
home for
The
supper
salad
and you
is
have it.
lifting up.
But maybe they would
this
say,
bread.
and
So that's
we're
like
not-
saying
but
Jordan's
maybe they would
the
say,
goat.
hey,
But
we've
if-
got
if you had-
marinara for you.
if you had
We've
Pippin
got
and-
other
if you
things
had
for you
Pippin
to
Rodden
have
with
with
it,
it, or
he'd
we
be the goat.
suggest
Yeah.
that you have
That's
this
not the
with.
goat then.
Yep. What's the
Anyway.
name of that thing?
Dead wrong.
Yummy buns, they're
Yummy
called.
buns.
And they had some other ones that were
Bigger.
this big.
What
But
that thing
they're the
cost?
same. They're
I
same.
think it was just the bread, though. I think it was just the baked bread that they had. This was, they had 6 or 8 of these in
The
a
garlic type.
Garlic knots.
What,
Garlic
what,
yummy
what did
bun.
that thing cost? That bun.
$6.
Okay. I think they were all very good, though. I mean,
Yeah.
very good
There's
for
nothing-
what they're producing. I mean,
Nothing to
the
complain about
quality
there.
is high.
They're
You can
good at
tell.
what they do.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time eating a cookie of that size. I'd have to have one, maybe one a month.
Now, let me ask you this
Because-
question.
They're so
I'd like to see
sugary.
your self-control.
good.
let me ask you this question. So now
means
John's
they're
going
good.
to be 37.
Yeah, they
you're
are
going to be
very good.
34.
34. Yep.
Joe is 30 years old and you're 27. For the vast majority of your life and the far vast majority of my life, just to be quite honest, we didn't have the money. We didn't buy things like that at all. We didn't know those things. Now we have a little bit, honestly, we have a little bit higher palate. We've tasted more things. We've been more places. But just imagine if I would have brought those home
my.
when you guys were like in grade school or something. You would have fallen over, probably dead, heart attack.
yeah,
But
that would have been more
That would have been
impressive,
like
yeah.
it would have
You
been
would have
like
moved out and lived in the
it would have been
box.
like a baby who
First taste of food.
yeah
real
first
food.
taste of something sugary,
Yeah.
and it's like
Or when John and I got Dr. Dreadful. Or what was that?
Yeah.
Dr. Dreadful. That
J.C. Penney.
science.
No, sorry,
No.
not J.C. Penney.
that was
Target?
when you saw like in the
Target?
J.C. Penney's
No,
catalog.
no,
It
no,
wasn't
on J.C. Penney's.
I think it
on
was
TV
on
or something.
TV we saw it.
Yeah, no, but it was from that store that now has gone on.
Toys R Us?
Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And Dad
And then
told us,
you
he said,
had to have
he
that.
said they can't, Dad, don't spend your money on that.
I think it was only like $20. It was like
That's a
it
lot.
was like
Oh, yeah.
it
That
was
was
a
like
lot of money
it was like
for
a
us.
boys easy bake science
Oven, yeah.
oven thing. It
I
was
Dad
like-
had us take a
remember you guys
picture.
buying that.
And
of
Dad
us,
has
of
to
us,
take a picture
of
like
us
they
being
did in
so
the commercial,
excited,
but we weren't
like
excited.
the kids, but we weren't excited because it wasn't as cool as
We were
thought.
mad. I was kind of mad. Kind of mad that Dad was right. I
We
was
all
hoping he'd be wrong.
we all fell into that in some way or the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a good
There you
taste
have
test.
it.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that, and thank you.
I was glad that we
Weston,
could go and do it. It's
for
a very quaint
It's a big word
bakery.
for you.
You,
Now,
you
let's-
come right in.
Now, okay, hold
and
on
the-
a second.
The
Let's see
bakery,
what you think the word quaint means.
cute and small.
Okay.
Hole in the wall.
Oh, Joe can't spell it. Tough.
Let's see.
Was that Quint?
Quent.
Yep.
Is,
Quench.
has
Quantity.
has Yummee Treats been here longer than Crumble Cookie?
Let's
in
find out.
Madison area.
Quaint.
It's actually unusual or old fashioned.
Was that what you
It
meant?
was
Kind of?
definitely
Kind of
old
Let me
fashioned.
see. So
It was.
Look it up.
sweet?
Did you go in there, Joe?
No, I'm just trying. No, I'm just saying you described it as
Look
quaint.
up.
and so
Look up Yummee Treats.
what I would technically
University Avenue.
what I would technically be doing though if I was driving in the car and didn't have any map, I'd be looking for the quaint place and I wouldn't find it
But the
because
problem
guess
is, you'd
what?
be looking for the wrong quaint. You'd be looking for.
Well, that's because you're
quantity.
raw. You just
Just look
described
up
it.
Have a
Yummee
sign
Treats there,
outside?
Joe.
I mean, wouldn't
See
you
what
look
it
for
was
the
Yeah,
sign?
established.
it's just yummy. But you wouldn't find it because.
There you go.
Oh wow,
because you'd
that's what it
say
looks like from the outside.
Quaint. Don't.
That guy's just out there
He's-
doing.
He's
Maybe
making,
he's trying in front of you.
he's making cookies outside on a
Hey, you come
table.
on in here.
Oh, FAQs. There you go.
Oh, I
No,
wonder
no,
if
this is- did
he's
you
got
say
a hairnet or
University
she's
Ave?
got a hairnet. We
Yeah.
could use that for Roy when he goes down to the.
Yeah,
He should get a
There you go.
swimsuit.
Dog swim.
We should get him a swimsuit first. Swim.
Go to
You
there.
should get that one dog. Where was that on Instagram or something? That one dog that was in the camouflage with a hat on and that laugh.
Yeah, that was funny.
Joe showed us that the other day.
Cookies, and boba. Boba.
We ship our amazing ooey gooey cookies nationwide. All right, we got
Oh, that
variety
looks like
cookie
red
pack.
velvet. Okay, red velvet.
Oh, we're going so fast. There it is.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
There, so yummy, spicy cheeseburger. Ooh, that's what those things were.
I'm not
Look
seeing
at the
it.
FAQ there, Joe, and see when that. Maybe it'll tell when it was established. What? No,
Where are you located? Do you ever
No.
run out of cookies?
doesn't say.
Say the history. Why don't you look up the history
Can't you look at
of
like
Yummee?
Google? Can't you look at Google Pics? Google Pics.
Well, I'm still trying to find the place that was
Google
quaint.
Images. Well,
It's
you're
Madison right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Looks like it's just one plate. One
It's
spot.
bubble tea. That's what a boba is, Hud.
Can we go to? This will be the last thing we do. So we appreciate you staying with us here. let's look at the Google images of
Okay.
Yummee Treats, and maybe that'll show us an inside
Well, that we did see an inside.
No, well, okay, but that's not what it
There
looked
it is.
like.
Oh, this is the outside.
Okay, just click on it.
There we go.
And let's look around. So that's so go in there. Yeah, that one right
That's
there
in
with
the
the
back. They
cookies.
roll
There's a
out the dough
video.
balls.
Go to the video. Yeah, they did have caramel. Okay, the videos.
Oh,
up
those
above
they do
there.
have cinnamon rolls. Look at those babies.
Oh yeah, they do.
Boy, that's a really
Oh, right there,
quaint
there's quaint.
inside.
Yeah,
That's
very
very
quaint,
quaint,
very quaint.
inside.
Go
there.
up there, Joe. Go up there.
But are you talking about Are you talking about
Okay,
old fashioned, or are you
but you're
talking
not
about
There it
listening.
is,
You're
quaint
doing a
right
very
there.
poor job of
Huh?
helping out. Click on this. Click on.
Yeah, they do have red velvet. Yes, I was right.
Remember, Joseph, who is the executive producer here?
Yep.
I followed his directions, even though
Go
he
down.
told me
No, you
No, go
to
no,
announce
go
the
down.
cookies,
No,
but then
technically
he
you
announced the
repeat.
cookies.
To repeat you.
Go down.
Basically to
He
repeat you.
wanted to make sure.
But you have an
Technically-
announcer's voice.
Technically, you didn't, Dad, because then you still gave.
Oh, that does
you
have a
still- you still
strawberry
added
I
to-
did,
shake
I
or
did.
whatever
No,
for
you
Joe.
still added to whatchamacallit.
What did I do?
You still added.
Go right here.
There it is.
This is outside. Wow.
That's not outside.
Bubble tea.
Oh,
See,
okay.
look at that. It looks. It's quaint.
It's very
Here,
quaint.
click-
It's like
there's
a
that one right
diner
This is
there.
outside.
This is how you walk. This is where you walk in right here.
Yeah, this is outside.
And that's where you order, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of cookies there, and that's where those buns were, the yummy buns. Yep, and then to your left down the hall is seating where
Okay.
you can
Okay.
hang out and
Yep, right here.
enjoy. And I think maybe they have you can pick up your bobas over there, maybe
Your bubble
your
tea.
boba teas.
Oh, Steve Nash took that picture.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway,
He's been there.
I thought it was a quaint place.
There you go.
They don't really serve anything. They
But
don't
now
like
that you
serve
know what
sandwiches
quaint
or
is, do
anything.
you have a
they
different
like
definition
meat
of it?
type
I don't-
things?
I
It's
don't
just
think
more
so.
baked goods.
I think it's just baked goods.
Okay.
We did though go. Damon and I went to Jimmy John's.
Nice.
Side note.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get the JJ, whatever it is, gargantuan. It's like a 20-inch.
There was so much meat on there.
It's like a 20-inch sub. And
Nice.
Did you know that Jimmy John's is a reverse sponsor of the original Founders?
now it is. All right, that's been episode 69. Thank you for watching. And
Thanks to Wendy Sherman.
Yes. Thank you, Wendy. And if you have any, whatever you call these, what do you call those? Suggestions. Put them in our,
Comments,
put them in our
suggestions,
suggestion
thoughts.
Any
box.
quaint suggestions? Go ahead and let us.
Do you have any thoughts for me? I got a
help me
brain freeze.
finish.
If you got a thought for me, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Help me finish a sentence.
Let me try and make a sentence.
Let me make a sentence.
Anyway, if you have any suggestions, put them in our suggestion box, which is basically just our just our comment section, or you can email me at hudsonbarsness@yahoo.com. We will see you later. Did you like that video? Check out more from the original Father-Son voiceover podcast right over here, or subscribe to our channel right here.